Salah's preference is to stay. I did see that, yes. I'd seen Melissa Reddy, I think, put out a piece to say that. Look, I never took what Mohamed Salah said about his contract as anything other than a factual situation. It's down to the club to make this happen. That's all we can say. You can talk about the fact that Mohamed Salah is 32, 33 years of age, but he's putting in the performances. And if he keeps playing like that, if he keeps delivering like that, as he has done at the start of this season, then it should be a very easy decision for the club to offer him a 2 or 3 year contract extension. We all, of course, hope and want him to get that extension, but it's out of our hands. It's over to Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes to get that sorted. And there's not much more the man can do himself. He's been phenomenal. Do we actually believe that the club have made no contact at all with Mo, VVD and Trent? Don't mean to start it on a downer. I don't think they have, to be honest with you. I mean, we can only take these guys at their words. I've not heard it from Trent, to be honest, but I've heard Mo and Virgil both say that they've not heard anything yet. But let's see. It's on the club now. You know, the lads can't do any more. They've started the season, 3 wins from 3. Clean sheets galore. Mohamed Salah scoring and assisting for fun. You know, it's very clear now. From our perspective as fans, it's a no-brainer, right? Give them contract extensions. But it has to work for the club as well. And my thing about Mohamed Salah has always been, I don't want him walking away in a free. I don't want Virgil walking away in a free. I definitely don't want Trent walking away in a free. And I liked how Trent handled himself as well with a substitution today. Obviously, a round of applause for the travelling cop. High five for Conor Bradley as he came on. And a little hug for the manager as well. Stevie Boy said, is Mo Salah a Liverpool legend whether he stays or not? Of course. And to be fair, mate, no, I don't remember anybody ever saying otherwise. The only thing we often spoke about was if he moved to another Premier League club after Liverpool, it would taint it a bit. But, of course, he is one of the greatest of the Premier League era for us, without a shadow of a doubt. And he's continuing to do it. And he looks after himself. And look, do you know what I love? I love that Arne Slot is making sure that we don't burn these guys out too early in the season. So for me, the big acid test with Mohamed Salah is going to be in the second half of the campaign. Because he started campaigns fast before, but injury and fatigue have caught up with him. So I think Arne managing him and managing his minutes better will stand Mo to good stead moving forward as the season goes on. And hopefully will limit our injuries. Essex Catboy, how are you, my man? And I hope the young lady is doing well. Said, message to FSG, do your damn job and tie these 3 contracts up or feck off back to Boston. Oh wait, they despise you there too. Look, it should be a no-brainer here as they're going. If you're a player trying to convince a club that you haven't declined at all, I don't know what more Mo could do. He's got himself a goal and 2 assists today. He owns Old Trafford. Virgil has come off the back of a very good season where statistically he was top notch and has started again and been part of a defence that's kept 3 clean sheets. Trent the same. They can't do much more. It is on the club now to sort this out. And they can't say the wiggle room isn't there. And they can't say that Mo doesn't deserve it. They all deserve it. And I hope, like everybody else, that we hear the announcement that all of them have agreed extensions. I hope we do, of course. Essex Copboy said, as the match, I'm happy, more than even. These contracts, I'm bloody fuming, mate. Daughter is better, by the way. Thank you for asking. Much love. Well, I'm glad to hear that your young lady is feeling much better, mate. That means a lot. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. And like yourself, I don't believe we should be in this position with the lads and their contracts. But I guess to look at it from an upside and a positive side, we still have time to fix the problem. And that's what they have to do now. We've been let down in the transfer market. There's no denying that. And I will argue that point till I'm blue in the face. But they have the chance to put this right now. With Mohamed Salah, with Virgil and with Trent. They've done their part. They're putting in the performances. They're showing they're still at the level. Now it's up to the club to show and match that ambition. Alan Varela's mind said, would you give Salah more money or same money? This is the difficult part for me, mate. Because you have to decide, in my opinion, 2 things. One, is he still at the level that you gave him when he was at his peak? The answer to that question, I guess, is somewhat open to interpretation. You have to keep in mind that Father Time is unbeaten and you won't want to overcommit a sum of money. But saying all of that, he can't do much more to show he's still at a level that is more than good enough to challenge at the very top. So I would hope the club don't lose him over 50 grand a week. So I don't know what the best way forward for the club is. I don't know what the expectations might be of the player. A couple of things to take into account, as I mentioned. The one thing I've already spoken about, and inflation, of course. You know, the cost of living, not that it matters so much to these footballers, but that's gone up as well. So I don't know what the way forward is, because I don't know what way Salah's contract is with bonuses and whatnot. So if the club, let's say, for argument's sake, kept him on what he's on now, but it kept the incentives higher. So if he still delivers, if he still assists, if he still scores, that those bonuses are making it even more lucrative for him, and he keeps performing, then yeah, why not? Give him his 350 basic and give him those higher incentives to continue to score and assist, which I hope is the compromise we find. Melissa Reddy claims Mo wants to stay, but it's up to the club. I think that's always been the case. You know, he can't turn down an offer that hasn't been given to him, Kieran. So Mo has to be given an offer, and then it's up to him to decide whether he wants more, he's happy with it. I don't know. I don't know what Mo's expectations are. I don't know what Trent's expectations are. I know what the fans, all of us, want. We want all three of them to be given extensions. If VVD and Mo don't get contracts, I think it would be utterly shameless by our owners, mate. Top up Trent's contract too. Absolutely. Like, I'm going to reiterate this again. I don't understand how they're in this position. Any of them, particularly Trent. And that's been my line all summer. To allow these lads to get to this position, I find it a bit disrespectful, quite frankly. Because if I was in their position, if I was the club captain, the club vice captain, and the club's talisman of the Premier League era in Mohamed Salah, I would feel a little bit like, where's my love? Where's my respect? Where's my contract offer? And I think they're fair to expect that. CH, love those initials, mate, well in, said, I think the contract will be signed. That's probably why the spoofer owners didn't buy, to save on coin. Great win besides, onwards and upwards, lads. Look, if we, over the next month or two, see those contracts given out, the vibes and the goodwill will be amazing. Everybody will feel absolutely ecstatic, and will know that we really are only one or two away from almost perfection. So if that can happen, I would imagine the fan base will be over the moon, and I'll be one of them. So let's see what happens over the next few weeks and months, and I hope you're right. We all want them to be here, successful, happy. Ben Alford said, what do you think of Salah's comments? Why wouldn't the club be talking to all three? Do they not want them? We're not that naive. It is disgusting, mate, that we haven't spoken to them. And I said this for a long time. How do you let them get to this position? Because if nothing else, they're going to question if the club want them here, right? So I don't have a reason why we haven't spoken to them yet. I hope that their performances and their consistency will wake the club up and get them to get their finger out and get these contracts done. Ben said, you can obviously see Trent's utter desire to stay and think all three now love the manager. You can see they want to sign. Yeah, exactly. Look, we can understand if a player wanted to wait and see how the manager gets on. Fair enough. But from the club's perspective, I hope everybody's happy. The players see that the manager's top notch. The manager sees that the lads still have plenty of gas left in the tank. And hopefully those in positions of power at the club know that it's going to be money well invested if they put the money down for the contracts. Salah could play to his 40 if he gets no injuries. Tammy said, I agree, offer the extension, but now let's focus on the games. I'm sure Salah wants to stay. Absolutely. I'm sure that they all want to stay as well. Now maybe they did want to see what Arne Slot was like. Maybe they wanted to get a taste of what life was going to be like under a new manager. Because remember, the manager that's just left is a manager that will mean a lot to these guys. To Mohamed, to Virgil, to Trent, and the rest of the group. So maybe it was a little bit of the club waiting to see how the players are physically. The players waiting to see how the new manager is. You know, hopefully it gets resolved amicably. And yeah. Comment of the game when you said Chiesa is probably there humping the seat. I like that one myself, mate, to be honest with you. Because I would have been dry humping the seat if I was in his position.